This track is called Sun Come Up. And if you've got a special person in your life who's helped you through a really rough time, this is for you and it's for them. Last precious seconds rush away from us. I wake up singing sunshine of your love. You don't do cream before coffee in the morning, but you make the exception just to see me embracing this day. On that long, cold, watercolor road, you warned you could never be my warmth, but you swore you would hold me. You'd be the pilot light that never goes out, that never doubts the dull pulse, till I could glow enough to generate my old heat. And like the sun coming up in the morning, I didn't even realize the temperature was dropping, everything was slowing down, feeling no sorrow, feeling no glee. Can you feel me? Like the sun, I couldn't see the dark till you shone for me. Sun coming up in the morning, color returns to my skin, to my pilgrimage. See me crawling, see me waltz out of the whitewash. Showed me I'm a prism, not a prison. I can't thank you enough. No, I can never thank you enough. The road is long and rough, and you lit it up with love. And I can never thank you enough. Like the sun coming up in the morning, I couldn't feel the breeze till you burned, till you melted before me set. Give me the shocks, give me the jump, shake my world up. Pain is a gift that no one wants, but I'll risk it for you, girl. This is an invitation. When are you gonna do something? Open the door and we'll live again. Learn to dance in the rain again. Pepper the pain in the play again. I don't wanna go down that way again. And like the sun coming up in the morning, I didn't even realize the temperature was dropping, everything was slowing down, feeling no sorrow, feeling no glee. Can you feel me? Like the sun, I couldn't see the dark till you shone for me. Sun coming up in the morning, color returns to my skin, to my pilgrimage. See me crawling, see me waltz out of the whitewash. Showed me I'm a prism, not a prison. And I can't thank you enough. No, I can't thank you enough. Take it to the rain.
The Hertz sang. Sing, then unlock my Hertz kist. It is full wi' skinkling treasure. Birl wi' me in the skirling rainbows where we let the licht shine in. Watch as my love wanders back to me, where I gather her into my arms. In the mists of these memories, your sang is the brig, your Hertz love is eternal.
The way it should be done. If you're going to do it until death comes for you timidly like a scaredy cat because of the way You did it.
They're up the creek in Hammersmith, Shoreditch is in the drain. In Soho they're full of woe, New Cross is cross again. In Tottenham they're tottering, Camden was rather blue. In Peckham Rye there's a mournful cry, what are poor folks to do? In Elephant and Castle they want to storm the tower. The gentry is a hassle, invading by the hour. Hooray, 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 we've got nowhere to stay. The developers are just around the corner, the bulldozers barging into range. There's no use getting misty about your family history, 'cause you know that society needs change, change, change. With their eye on the prize, they'll cut you down to size and gobble up the neighbourhood, you know. We're going to all drown our sorrows at the gastro pub and look for somewhere else to go. Say bye-bye to the high street, the library's feeling ill. The corner shop is about to drop from Barnet to Forest Hill. They're washing the walls in Williston and Finchley is feeling fraught. In Hoxton too, it's sad but true, the graffiti you see is bought. The price of a cappuccino is causing an awful stir. You can no longer park your car here, you'll just have to get a chauffeur. Hooray, 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 it's gentrification day. The developers are just around the corner, the bulldozers barging into range. There's no use getting misty about your family history, 'cause you know that society needs change, change, change. With their eye on the prize, they'll cut you down to size and gobble up the neighbourhood, you know. We're going to all drown our sorrows at the gastro pub and look for somewhere else to go. There are bad times just around the corner and Londoners will have to splash the cash. There's no point squawking that Lambeth is walking. Even the werewolves of London need a place to crash. The whole world is turning and London is burning. A brand new city is rising forth. I do hope the millionaires like London town, 'cause we'll all have to move up north. We'll all have to move up north.
A poem for our times, I think. This is called The Soldiering of Soldiering On. This is not positivia. I'm well aware a child somewhere is watching her mother die of AIDS, that a trickle-down joy has made a smile. A beach fire, a scold, a street party. This is not a whitewash where we cleanse our chakras clarity blue. It's the soldiering of soldiering on, because you have to, simply have to. Unless you don't want to, can't, that's a different story and I understand it. The wondering of wondering things, life of pondering, because history isn't made up of ding-dong dings that never happened. This is water on a morning face, ting-a-ling-a-ling, morning of a wintered state, demolition of fate, reimagining of great. It's a world. Things happen. It's the soldiering of soldiering on. This next breath I take, key I press, thought I love, hate, want. It's filling time, stuff, nonsense. It's the pressure of pressing on because someone loves you or will or might or can't, won't even, not allowed. Remember those amazing parties where laughter rediscovered humanity? Because someone somewhere is making soup, brilliant soup, or craning a butterfly, the wonderful colours of crayons. This is not Positivia. I'm well aware some people can't afford crayons and we're training teenagers to shoot teenagers. Simply the soldiering of soldering on, because there's tea to drink and monsters to manifest, toast, rages, that stumble making you smile, those amazing parties. There's a rhyme to hide in the miming of language. Soup! For God's sake, man, there's soup. Brilliant soup. And we all know how that can taste. It's ache, it's kiss. The murmuring of wuthering heights, the jangle woven danger of secret, the smell of a puppy, your first E. That child's mother has died of AIDS. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, snow.
No, I'm not doing it. What is it with you phones nowadays? And you need to have people stand in front of screens and perform monologues for you. Well, I'm not doing it. Not after the last time. That was a whole disaster. I lost my family, my home, not to mention what happened to poor Stephen Ray. I invited Stephen to Derry to perform a monologue, and he ended up getting shot in the legs. Right down that alley there, they held him down and shot him, while Fenton O'Toole sat in his chest and wrote a scathing review of his performance for the Irish Times. Poor Stephen. He always assured me I wasn't to blame. And he was right. I wasn't. But I'll tell you who was, though. Brian feckin' Friel. He's to blame for this whole monologue craze. For it was he who shot the first arrow. It was right there that he drew his bow. The Playhouse. The date, January 2013. An amateur production. The play, The Faith Healer. My sister bought the tickets, so I'd no idea what to expect. And then the lights dimmed, and an actor came on stage alone and started to speak without interruption. Well, I was confused. Where were the other characters? Where was the feisty matriarch, the grandfather asleep in his chair, the flaming gay son? I should point out that up to this point, the only play I'd seen was Mrs. Brown's Boys. But this night, this was something different. This was just one actor talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. It was wonderful. That night, Brian Friel strung my pain with his language, sung my life with his words. I was hooked. 2013, UK City of Culture came to Derry. All over the city, there were singular men and women, on the walls, on stages, in tents and on film, unspooling, reminiscing, confessing, projecting, asserting and affirming what it means to be alive in a series of wonderful monologues. And then, just like a dream, it all came to an end. On the last day of December 2013, the sun went down, the City of Culture packed its tent and went off somewhere else. The town was dry. And I was hurting like Gene Hackman in The French Connection too. My junkie logic told me if Derry couldn't supply the monologues, I'd have to do it myself. I sold my house, I sold my kids, and I invested in this place. My own drama lab. And I came up with the winning formula for the monologue. I took 20 cc's of Victoria Woods, a dollop of Spalding Grey, mixed it with the essence of Dylan Moran, and then let it congeal under the cold observations of Conor McPherson. Perfect. I called my product Crystal Moth, or, as it was known on the street, Mono. Mono's for sale. Mono. Get your monos here. Cut price mono. Mono for sale. Mono. Get your mono here. Mono. Not a sausage. Nobody was buying. I had what Arthur Miller would call the death of a salesman. Mono, get your mono here. Quality mono. Mono. Time to call in an expert. Ah, Stephen. Where have you gone? A city turns its lonely eyes to you. You gotta admit, he started well. Right here. He stood and he sold. To be or not to be? That is the question. The purest, the finest monologue there is. They flock to him from miles and miles, from every street, from every house, from every nook and nile cranny. But you got greedy. Word hit the street that Stephen recited a passage from Seamus Heaney's Siege of Troy to a group of school kids in P7. Let me show you something, Stephen. This is a child's brain, perfectly formed. And this is what happens a child's brain on Seamus Heaney. They're just not ready for those farmyard mutterings. And so we paid the price. I brought you here to be punished. You said the bullets didn't hurt as much as O'Toole's stinging criticism. And as for me, exiled. They sent me here. A rundown rehab centre with sheltered housing. Or as the locals call it, Buncrana. So no more monologues from me, Mr. Fole. It's dangerous. As Stephen Berkoff once said, monologues don't hurt people. Stephen Berkoff hurts people. Goodbye.
Stars come out in the night, I wanna know how they feel. Some shine particularly bright, still wanna know if they're real. When talking to the elite, I wanna know what they mean. You're taking up all the room, you were discovered in June. We turn our backs on those fucked up animals. We recognize their hearts beat so out of time. We turn our backs on those fucked up animals. We recognize their hearts beat so out of time. Turn our backs on those fucked up animals. We recognize their hearts beat so out of time. We turn our backs on those fucked up animals. We recognize their hearts beat so out of time. We turn our backs on those fucked up animals. We recognize their hearts beat so out of time.
Open up your chakras and dance the day away. Leap inside the faith, they feed the party as they pray. Bounce about in rhythm and siphon out the pain. Master all the moves you'll use tonight, you can't complain. So feel your love. Music is your mucker, just feel the love. Together you'll retire, so feel love. Unite at night together, you can feel the love. Tell me heaven's better. We go Cali, Ibiza, summer, I'll meet ya. Party on fever, I'm a believer in these giant fat speakers that can blow off your knickers and you can show off your pictures. Ladies, the gorgeous, these lads riptic vicious on these chemical mixtures with these trippy trail fixtures and lights changing textures where aqua's our saviour. We kiss and recover because the night's far from over. In fact, it's time we got bolder, back to our nature. I'll strip as well. Sure, music can measure distance by pleasure. We'll move by decipher and mystic desire, and I'll get down with your heaven-like figure. And we can feel the love, 'cause nothing else is true. We'll feel the love, 'cause I can feel it all for you. So we'll feel the love. Come and feel it for me too. Let us feel this love. So we can pick up our people, get they the dance floor, stock like we need more because shock people adore watching our hips soar, setting the stage for climaxing later, higher than ever, Cloud9 endeavour. Come on, let's go there where we won't play fair. Naughty bodies, bunching bears, sensual art is everywhere, sexy rhythmic atmosphere where we are without fear. Life problems disappear, bass banging on your ear, heart thumping full of cheer, party pumping every year. No one wants to leave here. This is their top tier. Happiness is made clear. Megasonic vibes fear. Midnight to the morning after. I won't stop or even falter on my mission to inspire life without your normal filter. Feel the love. Chicka feel the love. 'Cause music is your lover. So feel the love. A comfort like no other. Feel the love. Companionship of pleasure. Feel this love. Our prophet, hero, savior. Feel the love.
Diva. She screamed at me. It's done. Then dragged my heaving heart awa for the wreckage. Her gentle thoughts von every chain, every bruise. She gifted me an axe. She showed me where the curves were. She showed me how to tenderly pluck out the broken sherds in my identity. With her hand at my back, she whispers, keep walking. And we walk away fae storms that other folk summon. And if I fail to listen and get drawn into the black waters, she yells and she points to where the safe harbours are. On dry land, her wit tickles me, and I laugh out loud. And often know at the rick times is deemed by the gurning faces of folk with notions that women should ken by noo where the lines are drawn. Together, we stamp out the lines, and still laughing, we smash the patriarchy yin wee bit at a time. She sprinkles glitter trails ahin me as I dance for it into the bricked adventure that is now my life. Moulded into form, she gathers in all the love offered and wraps it in her licht. In creating a magnificent crown, she places it on my head, and looking richt into my een smiling, she calls me Diva.
This song, despite its title, has absolutely nothing to do with the genre known as gangsta rap. This is called Pussy on the Mat. Go and lie down, pussy, lie on the mat, pussy, lie on the mat, and I'll switch on the hoover, suck off the fleas before the crowd comes home, and then I'll blow them all out into the fish tank. Nothing gets wasted round here. Lie down, pussy, I'll get started right now. The goldfish is howling for her dinner. Where are my fleas, jumping little parasites? Pussy, lie on the mat before the crowd comes home. This is a song about not always getting what you wish for, which can be a good thing. I wish that I had my own things, for if I had my own things, I wouldn't have to take your things. Why do I? Why? Tell me why do I? I wish that I had my own girlfriend, for if I had my own girlfriend, I wouldn't have to take your girlfriend. Why do I? Why? Tell me why do I? I wish that I had my own thoughts, for if I had my own thoughts, I wouldn't have to take your thoughts. Maybe it is just that the morality of your Judeo-Christian sky god was foisted onto me. But no, that's not. It's just a Nietzschean thought. It might be yours. I'm not really sure. Perhaps it's mine, in which case that's fine. I wish that I had my own life, for much the same reason as I mentioned in those earlier verses.
Paradise is for those who make paradise. Ursula Le Guin. Paradise his fort hose whom eke paradise. Dice para dice eke his whom fort hose. His disparate humus paired ice. His disparate humus ice prayed. His disparate humus ice prayed. His disparate humus prayed. His disparate humus pray. His disparate humus. His disparate humus. His disparate His disparate His disparate His disparate His disparate His disparate His dis dis his dis 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 his sisum pret ice prayed mice sisum pret ice prayed mice sisum pret ice prayed mice his his mice his mice his cis pret ice his mice cis pret ice his mice prayed prate dis prate prayed prate prayed dis prate prayed dis dis his dis 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 mice cis prate ice prayed mice. Paradise is for those who make paradise. Freedom is never very safe. Ursula Le Guin. If read dom his in if her if hair he his hey if hey read his dom he his hair in if her read he his hair if her his hay ready share for she hurried airs orf is face or ride your sir ready for hurried orifice share she airs is your sir is your sir is your sir she airs is your sir share she airs is your sir or I face hurried or I face for hurried or a face ready for hurried or a face RDYFR RDRFC SHRSH YRSCY RSR 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 ASAR 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 AS 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 You're an ass, king. Assy, 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 assy.
When I look at all the good things. When I look at all the good things and the love and life that brings, I'm not down now. I'm not down now. I will not let the sad things, all the bad things, and the bad things get me down now. Don't get me down now. All the love and hate I feel when things we don't feel real, not down now. I'm not down now. When I witness all that's best in life, good changes will come, well, that's my belief, not down now. I'm not down now. All the faces and places that I miss, all the mornings and the nights that I missed, not down. No, I ain't down. When I think of all the troubles I've seen, the different roads I've been, I'm not down now.
So this first poem is a sort of ode to nonconformity, and it was inspired by spending time with a bunch of writers last year on the Isle of Arran, where much poetry and much whiskey happened. and lying on the beach on the last day, and 2 Scottish children going past on their bicycles being extremely dismayed that we were lying on the beach, very hungover. Why are 2 people just lying on the beach? We drank till dawn, and now the houses are too peoply. We went to hear the sea, to heal our psyches, so hungover that if we sat down in the house we would miss the day. We are stoned by the sea, and stoned on the sea. To lie down on the beach on a day that is somewhat grey is considered odd. On an island where they replant old Christmas trees with the baubles still on, where beer falls out of pockets. Rejoice in your weird. When you walk from the bus resplendent in a space dress cut from curtains, carrying a tray of cherries waitress style, everyone smiles at you. So there we go. Thank you to the Isle of Arran and whiskey for inspiring that one. And we move on to this next one. This one is fairly self-explanatory. I think it came from a prompt from somewhere, I think. Probably NaPoWriMo, which I've totally failed at to do this year. Has anyone else failed at it? I feel like I might suddenly pick it up on day 15 and just start from the beginning or something. I don't know. Anyway, National Poetry Writing Month. For those of you that are doing it and have done it, the prompt every day, fair play to you. That was not going to happen. I have done it many times, but I have never done every single day. So yes, anyway, moving on. Let's see, this is a poem that is called How to Live in an Alternate Timeline. You have no ache in your shoulder, wrist and elbow. You never snapped your arm in two. The dead you mourned walk amongst you, and you don't know how to tell them. You miss the walk, the way their face moves. Some of your books are missing. You can smell the yellowed pages. There is a stranger in your bed who acts something like love. You made half the same mistakes. Some of those had to be done. There is no scar on your thumb. You don't know whose hands these are. In the other place, this was a sign of decline. Here it is just the price you pay for having slipped sideways. Thank you. So we'll move on to the third poem, and then we're going to have one more after that. So this is the penultimate poem. And this poem is, like some of my poems, I wake up and pretty much transcribe a dream that I've had. Because I have very vivid dreams, and they often have quite interesting imagery. So yeah, that's it basically. It's just, some of my poems are a dream diary essentially. It's not me being terribly creative, it's just waking up near a notebook and transcribing something. Last night you made my heart beat fast from something other than lust. Yours, keeping its usual time, rib confined, slowed mine with my ear to it. Later I dreamed my body was covered with someone's scrawl, exam notes on my generous thigh that would not wash off, stained by a cheat sheet in a subject I have never studied. Figures shakily looped my chest, stringing each other along above my breasts, tenuously joined as my fear, greediness for intimacy. I did not remember being inked. No one could recall me being unmarked. I knew there was a pristine skin beneath if I just scrubbed hard enough. Thank you. So after that slightly dark turn, we will return to something of a slightly more uplifting nature in that it covers both pacifism and tits, which I think are a lot of things that lots of people agree are forces for good in this world combined in one poem. So this poem is inspired by Diana Prima. If you do not know of this amazing poet, you should be looking them up immediately. Diana Prima was one of the beat poets. She was friends with Allen Ginsberg. She was contemporary of his. She was a bisexual woman who lived in New York, dressing like a pirate and having it off with everyone in the 1950s. And, you know, if there's nothing else that, you know, you can look up to for someone, that's great. But obviously she's also carried on writing and being an activist. Her longest running series is her Revolutionary Letters series, which are sort of poems as letters. And this was a response to her Revolutionary Letter number 66 to the patriarchs. And I reversed the sentiment of it so that it spoke of love. And we will end on this one. My body repels weapons. My thoughts are shields. My tits are shields against trident. My strong thighs squeeze out fear. My hips are a bay of safety for ships. I look out from the lighthouse of my cunt. My peace is radiating from that inner light. My love is swelling my plush, bloody heart beyond the borders of my body. No matter who wounds it, still it spills out. My lips are mouthing the words of love, ballooning and rising in the sky. Across aeroplane trails, they are blocking satellite signals of hate. The ripple of my orgasms is unseating hate. All future hate, all is future love. So thank you to anyone who has been interested in this video. Some of these poems are from 2 upcoming books that hopefully will be published later this year. However, I have books with Flapjack Press already, so if you look up Flapjack Press and my name, Anna Percy, you will find these books on their website. Please support small presses in this time. If you are horribly bored at home and you really need a book, Flapjack Press is outstanding, and they have ebooks which you can access instantly, and amazing writers including Rosie Garland and Jackie Hagan and my poetry wife Genevieve Walsh, and just a wide range of exciting, interesting people. So please look them up. And goodbye from me over here. And I will just let you say goodbye to our audience as well.
A poet is a bold title to have. You will start off very empty and weak, like an emo, scared of their own blood. Eventually, you will become deep and meaningful, like Nietzsche and Socrates having a scrap. Then you will move on to being nothing but comedy, like banging your funny bone and laughing at the pain. The very last thing you will become before you die is inspirational words, and your audience become gods.
It was Christmas time in Derry, and all across the city. Girl, this COVID crack's left me feeling pretty fed up. The town's eerie quiet. I'm missing all me mates. I'd give anything for a plate of soggy sprouts round at me granny's. The city needed a cuddle, a rib-crushing Yuletide squeeze. I'd even come over all festive hippie-like and hug the Guildhall tree at this point. Meanwhile, in the bogside, 4 dancers from Flaunt Your Step were having a Baltic socially distanced, hands washed off the meeting to see how they could help. Said Kivy to Whitey and Doherty and Dorts, "Hi, there's still loads to be grateful for. Let's lift the town's spirits." Fab idea! But how are we gonna do it? The girls sat up all night, frozen to the wishbones, wondering how they could safely bring the buzz back to this 2020 sugar show. By the light of early morn, they discussed everything they could think of. Secret Santa, sleigh and sleigh bell songs, Doherty's sausage roll baps in the snow. But lo, they weren't happy. Nothing quite seemed to satisfy. Those four dancers from Flaunt Your Step, they couldn't help but lose their minds. In a blind fit of desperation, they launched into singing of reindeer, of Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen and Dasher and Rudolph and... Dancer, said Dortz to the girls. This COVID crack truly has us cracked. Of course, it was so obvious. The best thing they could do for this, the best tool to lift spirits, sure they knew it more than anything, was dance. And so they danced, and danced, and danced, and lifted hearts all across the twinkling city. Have a very Derry Christmas, one and all, and everybody.
The licht in this mirk. They would hae you believe your ain country's nae worth. Generations telt this lie fae birth. National identity mocked or suppressed, unless it was funny or appropriately dressed wi' a tartan bonnet on it. But tak heart and imagine your freedoms fae yon. Poisonous snakes that would rather slumber on than put shin on the wains for them to walk for it into promising future. Them insidious gowks that would rather fill their ain coffers and tuck the basics of comforts off their elders. Them that lost sons and lovers for their gluttonous freedoms. Aye, corruption is rife. And ye ken it's no our work. Scotland, can you no see? We haud the licht in this mirk.
One, two, three.
I'm lonesome and blue, but when I look at you, there's one thing I know is true. I wouldn't be lonesome, I wouldn't be blue, if I had a boy like you. I've waited a lifetime, hated the nighttime. Those long nights have made me blue. I wouldn't be waiting, I wouldn't be hating, if I had a boy like you. I don't know why I'm feeling the way that I do. I hope that I haven't made a mistake in you. Everything seems like one of my dreams. Wake me up and say that it's true. I wouldn't be dreaming, I wouldn't be scheming, if I had a boy like you. don't know why I'm feeling the way I do. I hope that I haven't made a mistake in you. Everything seems like one of my dreams. Wake me up and say it's true. I wouldn't be scheming, I wouldn't be dreaming if I had a boy